What's going on, you guys? Jake Mosley, back again. And I just got off of doing a workout, and then I hopped in the shower. Yeah. But I'm recording to like bull crap with you guys and talk to you guys about something we're gonna do today. So I have a piece of paper here. It's supposed to be a doctor's appointment, and forgive me from showing you this because I'm a little strict about the whole idea of like location because I watch Kid Behind the Camera. As soon as you reveal what state you're in, apparently there's all these crazy people that comes visit your house. All you angry grandpa fans, there's something fucking wrong with you if you're like wanting to actually go down to their house and harass them like Kid Behind the Camera told you guys. Nah, don't come to my house. Okay, if I don't know you, don't come to my house. Nobody likes that. But for real, like I have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to see a psychiatrist. There is literally something wrong with present day of when it comes, because it's all because the older generation, they just don't like us. That's just what it is. They look at people like me. They think like, oh, Thomas fan. And then they think working out. And it's like I said on my Facebook post where I say, like, I'm a Thomas fan and I actually exercise and I actually try to like bodybuild. And they're all like, what the fuck? How much have I worked out? Well, I've been working out for, I guess, 7 weeks now. This is kind of my 8th week. I'm actually about done because I got like 5 days left. And then I'm supposed to like start it all back over. It is without a doubt hard to get along with people. I think every single Thomas fans that watch this video, I think we can all unitedly agree when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, hell, we literally watch it in Thomas, and hell, they literally don't even like each other. Like Thomas and Gordon, Thomas and James and Percy, stuff like that. They literally fight all the time like they're brothers. But I'm gonna tell you guys a little truth about something about myself. I may be one of those autistic people, true. I may be not the brightest bulb in the box when it comes to like this whole hometown and stuff like that. But as you guys can see, I am no stranger of doing, I'm going to call it the Scarface life. I am no stranger of doing stuff like this. That's why I'm going to see the psychiatrist, because when I do go to work, I'm always breathless because remember what I said about my first girlfriend? I won't drop out her name or anything, but my first girlfriend, when I started dating, I started smoking cigarettes when I was 15, right? And it was just kind of like me and my brother thing. And because that we just started, we wasn't like addicted like people think they are. I maybe was addicted to cigarettes maybe, but I literally wasn't a chain smoker at 15 and stuff. What I actually did was, because I started out smoking, what I did was I was more of a pipe smoker. So what I did was I took out a cigarette, just lay it right there, pull out my pipe, open the cigarette up, and then just pour it all in my pipe, and I just smoke it like that. And that's another thing too, like because my pipe was small, I didn't have to like use this whole thing right here. I could just like break it and, just put it there and just smoke it. And I've been doing that because apparently it takes me about like maybe 5 puffs or something like that, 5 or 10 puffs a day. And then I told that to my mom and I was like, is that bad? And she thought about it. She was like, I don't think that is actually bad because you're smoking about 2 cigarettes if you're smoking it all in the pipe. And I was like, interesting. So I'm not really addicted. I'm just like, I just do it like, I don't know. But then I got with my first girlfriend. She was my prom date, and we were actually trying to build a relationship. And when she figured out that I smoked, she had a grandpa that she lived with that was a smoker, and she didn't like his breath. And I totally get that because, yeah, my mom smokes too. She told me that she didn't like the idea of me smoking like how her papaw did. So she literally asked me, like, will you please trade in the cigarettes for vaping? And I was like, you know what? My stepbrother vapes, even though that he smokes cigarettes because of how it all started. But once he got himself a Juul, I started hitting off his Juul. And I was like, man, I want his Juul. And then whenever she told me, like, I want you to start smoking vapes instead of cigarettes, I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. That was kind of the worst decision of my life, in all honesty. I'm sorry that if you're watching this and all that, but I kind of did fall into an unhealthy obsession when it comes to vapes. I would get a vape and it would have like a battery, right? Like it would tell you of stuff like there's like two numbers. The top number was the one of how many puffs you can have, and then like the other one was like the flavor battery or something like that. So I got into this habit of buying vapes. I would smoke that vape, and by the end of the day, it would be out, and about 20% of the flavor went down. So smoking a vape the whole entire day, and it goes down. And by the time that it's out, by the time I go to bed and I'm supposed to charge it, it has about like 80% of the flavor left. But I didn't care. It tasted good. So I was like, and then just live like that. Then I got a job at the brick plant, and people don't give me enough man credit as they do, for real, because I worked at the brick plant. I was a cart cleaner. I was picking up bullcrap bricks. And I say bullcrap because the people at the jig fucking sucked at their job at picking up bricks. They are lazy. They were freaking nagging children like they do to their mom and all that. And I was just sick of it. But I did my work, and I worked there from September 2025. And unfortunately, I got let off at like February because I started exercising kind of in December, but I didn't actually but around January 11th, I started to take my exercising serious. I re-downloaded the app. I started doing my work. Working at the brick plant and being a cart cleaner where you're picking up bricks and you're going up and down, moving a transfer, pushing the fucking cart and everything. Yeah, it killed me, bro. It really killed me. And I even had like some drama stuff going on with mom. And even with all that, they still letting me go. But it's okay. I mean, my dad worked in the brick plant anyways. He was about 19 to 29 when he worked there. So he worked there about a full 10 years. And he was really good at his job, he said. But then all of a sudden they wanted to do budget cuts, and they just wanted to thin the herd out. And then they just chose my dad. And it put my dad into a very big paranoid after that, thinking that no companies cared about him. It is actually kind of hard when you realize stuff like that, when you realize that nobody actually cares about you. Like, I'm not trying to sound like Henry being like, oh, I suffer dreadfully and no one cares. No, I'm actually legit being serious. Nobody cares that if you have problems or not, because they're always just going to say, we all have problems. And true, I understand that. But when I'm trying to actually do stuff that makes me happy, I'm going to do it. Nobody's going to tell me, oh, you got to save that for the weekend. No. I'm going to work Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. Get up in the morning, go to the gym like you're supposed to, exercise, get ready for the day, go to work all day, and once you get off work, you're done. I mean, maybe you have to do some house chores or something like that, but you're done. So that's why I'm going to see a psychiatrist. People do think that I may have a little bit of a temper problem, but I disagree. I don't have a temper problem. I've been exercising for 2 months, and my mind is just awakened. I'm just better alert than everybody, right? I'm just better alert than everybody. That's just how it works. You just got to take leadership and understand what it means to be a follower. Nobody wanted to understand that. They just wanted to bitch and bitch and bitch, whine and cry. Yeah, so when I lost my job at the brick plant, I told mom, I was like, dude, I'm going to be jobless for 8 months again, apparently. I'm going to therapy for it because I'm trying my best to find a job. And my therapist suggests, how about you go see a psychiatrist of stuff like next time you go back into work. And I was like, well, I don't want to be a dope head. All right. I do not want to be no pill head. I don't want to take no damn pill and get all fucked up and just it just drains my energy of working out in the morning. I will not be a pill head. That was something that my mom said whenever the doctors diagnosed me with autism and they suggested medicine, and she said the most genius thing I've ever heard. Why would you teach your kid don't do drugs if you're just going to shove a pill in their mouth? Like, why? Why would you do that? The pills are literally going to make you weak anyways. I have a serious problem when it comes to cigarettes. And I'm 23, so I've been smoking for over 8 years. And I go to sleep every night. Whenever I go to sleep, I have this rush where I just need to like take a flavor off my vape. Vapes gives you flavor. That's why people vape nowadays, is because for the nicotine. Yeah, it's because of the nicotine, but they smoke more than vape. They vape more than smoke because of the flavor. It just tastes better, stuff like that. And whenever I cut out vapes and I went back to smoking, oh my God, guys, that was the worst thing ever. And it's actually still to this day becoming like the worst thing ever. Even when I'll exercise over 7 weeks, I still am struggling with the whole breathing. I never was really a runner. I mean, I've always had like brute strength and all that, but like I never was really an athletic runner. And smoking, I never was a fast runner as a kid. And by the time I turned 15 and I started doing the exercise and stuff like that, and that's how I got this killer body that I do now. When I started vaping and smoking, stuff like that, it makes you breathless. You know what I mean? Like literally today when I dropped mom off at work, I smoked 2 cigarettes. For real, I smoked 2 cigarettes. And whenever I went into the gym and I was exercising, oh my God, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack or something. And it also kind of seems like that the smoking isn't really necessarily helping either, because you want to know how bad I get? I smoke about a pack a day. That's just my little confession that I'm just telling YouTube. But I'm only saying this just to let other Thomas fans or any other autistic fans that are like, let's say that you like My Little Pony and you want to like try to do what I'm doing, like, you know, still have a childhood nostalgia, and at the same time you have the future that you're wanting to like work to. Just know you're not alone. If you're one of those people that's just chained to cigarettes and you're just kind of a chain smoker, there ain't no shame in it. All right, because it happens. It really does happen. All it is, it's kind of like what my brother told me. It's kind of something more like a mind manipulation is what it is. He told me that getting addicted to stuff like smoking, he told me that it's not really addictive. It's just more you've tricked yourself into being addicted. And we all know why that you're addicted. You're doing it for the nicotine. That's literally all it is. You're just doing it for the nicotine. But whenever you get to the point and you smoke so much and you can't feel the nicotine, that's when that you kind of have a problem. And when you have that problem, there is only one way of how to fix it. Just fix it. That's all you got to do. Just fix it. That's all you got to do is just fix it. But we already talked about what we're going to do today. I explained all my reasons and history of how I got to this point. I'm starting to sweat. No joke. I'm starting to sweat. Now, I will say this. I did have a hot shower, so that might be one thing. For any tips of any bodybuilders, cold showers is really stuff that you kind of should do, but I totally get why you want to say fuck cold showers, because I'm like that too, because it's already cold in here. It's spring, and it's one of those impossible adjustments where if you feel cold, you're cold, and then you adjust it to warm, and then when it's warm, you're like, oh my God, I can't stand this. It doesn't matter if I go hot. It doesn't matter if I go cold. It's always aggravating. And it's kind of stuff like that is what tricks you into smoking and stuff. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording and maybe edit my video just so I can make it trimmed down and stuff. And here in a little bit, we'll go to the doctor at 2 o'clock. And I'll just record it, let you guys know. And when I get out of there, I'll talk to you guys in my car, and I'll tell you guys about what the plan is. So we're all in this together. You guys ready for this? Let's do this. Let's go to the doctor.